Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Doady Gaming. It is Doady here, and today we're going to be talking about the He-51. Now first, we're going to be talking about the implications of the He-51 in War of Thunder, and then we're going to be talking about its direct comparison, then we're going to show you some gameplay. So, first things first, the He-51 saw service in Spain and as a trainer in World War II, and about 700 of these were produced. Now, in War of Thunder, it is the Tier 1 Reserve German plane. It isn't the best plane in the world, but it is certainly far from the worst. So now let's take a look at the direct comparisons between the other Tier 1 Reserve planes, and will see you there. So here we have the He-51 compared to all the other Tier 1 Reserve planes. And as you can see, the He-51 doesn't have a lot of advantages over everything. We have the red is below average, blue is average, and green is above average. So, in terms of speed, not very impressive. Not good at all. Not as fast as the I-15, which is the second slowest plane. And look at the speed difference. It's not even close. Of course, in arcade, which is the primary place you'd be using these planes, it's not quite that bad, but regardless, it is definitely not an advantage we have here, especially compared to the Fury P-26 and the Kai-10. Climb rate, once again, not impressive. Look at it compared to the I-15 and the Fury. It's at least comparable with the P-Shooter, but definitely not impressive. Below average, as we can see here. Turn time's pretty decent. Turn time's actually not bad at all. This is what you're going to rely on when you are using this plane. It is much quicker in a turn than a P-Shooter, especially with, the Fury P-Shooter and the Kai-10. It can turn fight with all day. I-15, it's competitive with, but doesn't quite have the edge. So when you're against an I-15, you're really just relying on your own skill. The plane isn't going to do it for you. The guns and size now, unless you're an I-15, it doesn't really matter. So the I-15 has twice the firepower as everything. What is this, a 50 caliber? This 150 caliber isn't important. So, yeah, the 1 second burst mass is directly comparable to the, what's it called? The guns you have. So, once again, we're at a disadvantage there. So, here, as you can see, the He-51 has pretty much zero advantages over everything. When you have this plane, you're just going to want to turn, and you're going to show everyone how much better you are, because that's the only thing that's going to keep you alive. In realistic and simulator, you're just going to want to turn with this. You're going to want to turn. You're not going to climb, you're not going to try to run away. You're getting into fights with things. Close knife fights, right? So, with all that in mind, let's take a look at some gameplay in some arcade. And here we are in some arcade battle gameplay, and here we are taking out the He-51. And the first thing you're going to want to do in any arcade game is climb as high as you can, so you have some advantage over the opposition. Now, as you can see that green fella over there, Trilogy X, he's my buddy. He's going to show up a couple times throughout, these videos. And he's a good wingman, he's always right there. He has no idea how to fly and, look fancy, but he gets the job done. Look at us, look at how close we are. Very fab. Okay, so, we're flying along. See, look at how fancy he is. We stopped climbing because, we're already pretty high. People don't climb too much in arcade. And see, look at him being fancy, and wow, what a fail. So, we see some easy pickings over here, so gotta dive down on them. And this I-15 here actually turned out to be pretty good. He knew what he was doing. So, we dived down on him, and that was pretty close. We almost got our heads chopped off there. So, no, this I-15, he knew what he was doing. So, we're riding on him, got some good hits in there,
You know, we're turning because we can turn with an I-15, as you can see. You know, it's not completely out of the question. We just have to rely on our skills with a Z. So, you know, see, he's hipping and a hopping and a bipping and a bopping, and yeah, so he's pretty good. He knows what he's doing, but you know, we can turn with him. You know, you gotta tap the rudder. You know, make sure you got the good turn going. So we're getting some good shots on him, and you know, he's not getting away at this point. You know, we took off a bit of wing. He's going down. So boom, 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 boom. Oh, he's on fire, and he's down for the count. Just, you know, in arcade, just shoot him while he's going down most of the time to make sure you get the kill. So there's Trilogy X, always a good wingman right there. So now we gotta decide what we want to do, because we have a lot of juicy targets. Like with a Fury in arcade, most of the time people aren't smart enough to run. So as you can see there, Trilogy X looking fancy with me. So we could probably, a Fury would be a pretty easy pickings in arcade. You know, pretty much everything except an I-15 is easy pickings. Other HE-51s, we can take it because we're better than them, right? So P-Shooter, not even a contest. We can take them. So I decided to go after this guy. There's a lot of people over here, but when you have two people, when you have a wingman, you can handle almost any situation. If you're well coordinated and you know what you're doing, you can handle almost any situation, especially in realistic or simulated. So here I put a few shots into him. I try to get him to know we're here because I'm not really gaining on him. I'm hoping he makes a turn. And it's an HG-51, so we should be able to turn with him, right? So he's smoking. At this point, it's just a matter of time. I'm right behind him, getting some good shots into him. Critical hit, and he's just about done. There goes the wing. And so I'm going after this other HG-51, but Trilogy X tells me, man, there's a guy right there. He could have killed me. He easily could have killed me. But here's where the HG-51 shows its lack of power. I can't catch this guy to save my life. If I stayed behind him, he would have wrecked me. He would have shot my head off. I would have been in flames. It wouldn't have been fun. So now you just got to see what we're doing. At this point, it's not really worth climbing, doing anything like that, because it's just a scuffle. So this Fury is pretty easy pickings. I try to reload here because you don't want to go in with no ammo. That's generally not good. So we're gonna try to chase him, but you know, there he is showing his. Yeah, we're gaining on him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's turning around, and see, that's just it. The Fury's at this level. They're not gonna energy fight with you. So, man, look how fancy we are doing our rolls. Once he gives you a side shot, you know, you gotta wreck him. You gotta put a lot of bullets into him. And this time, I'll take it. I don't know if he was suicidal. I don't know if he suffered a hand injury. I don't know. We'll take it. We'll take our kills so we can get him, right? So now, who are we gonna go after? Oh, JU-87 on the ground. Thank you very much. I'll take it. You know, you're never safe from Doady. Out on the ground, in the air. Don't tell me we're honorable. It's arcade. We have no honor in arcade. So do that with a smile on our face. So at this point, what are we gonna do? That Maki there, it's pretty bad too, but in comparison to biplanes, it's probably a little better. So there's Trilogy X getting a nice kill. I don't know where, but it happened apparently. So I got him smoking, so that's pretty good. Turning with him, we can outturn monoplanes. That's just the general rule. If you're a biplane, you're going to be able to outturn most monoplanes. So at this point, he's faster. So if he keeps turning, we have a good chance to get him. So you have to. The thing with arcade in this plane, you have to rely on people not having any clue how to fly. Because if people knew what they were doing, this plane would be like, you know, it would be like shooting fish in a barrel. It couldn't compete. So I'm trying to get this I-16. It's just not gonna happen. It's, you know, I get some good hits in here, but my aim is it's subpar. So, you know, that was a Trilogy X tries to kill me. I don't know what he's doing, but that was a good wingman, always trying to ram you at the last minute, right? So, yeah, so now we're going to show you some realistic battle gameplay after, where did we finish? Number 1. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now let's shift over to some realistic battle gameplay, and we'll show you some of that. So, we'll see you there. So here we are in realistic battles, and we cut to the more action-packed moments, because I assumed you wouldn't want to see us climb for 45 minutes. So here we are in formation, and when you're formation flying with 2 people in realistic, you don't want to be right on top of each other like we were in arcade. You want to be about the turn radius away of the plane and off to the side, because if you're right next to each other, you're just too easy targets. There's not much. It's not very practical. So we tried to dive on this hurricane here, and yeah, what would you expect? But here we go. Here we see a buffalo, and right now a buffalo is not an easy target. That is not. We're probably gonna die here. But I tell Trilogy Xer, you gotta get out. You know, we don't need you right on top of us. So right now the only question is, who is he going to dive on? Because depending on who he dives on, we have to go after defensive tactics, maneuvers, whatever. So he dives on Trilogy X. So he turns left, I turn left, and right there. That is the reason for flying in formation. Because if he went after me, we'd turn right, and then Trilogy X would be right behind him. So he can just climb away, so he's doing the right thing, energy fighting there. And I can't catch him because I have a lawnmower engine. You know, German engineering. It's great. So I can't do anything. Trilogy X can't do anything. I don't know what this BF-109's doing. I'm pretty sure it doesn't do anything. I'm hoping, since I'm a biplane, I should have a bit of lift. I have 2 wings. 2 wings are better than 1, I guess. No, it's not. I can't climb with this fellow. So trying to climb with him. Not gonna happen. And right now I was scared that he was gonna be one of those guys that just fly to the end of the map and do anything to win. Those guys are evil. But you don't want to. You can see my engine temperature gets pretty high. You don't want to break your engine. That would be pretty bad. So just climbing. He's not. Oh, I hate this guy. He really doesn't want to do anything. Trilogy X is there in case he ties down again. So, you know, you just kind of, if you can't climb with him, you can always just try to keep your speed up and go straight. But you notice he's turning now, and we're gaining some ground on him in a turn. A little bit, not anymore, because he decided to actually go. But you notice when originally when we first spotted the buffalo, we didn't climb with him, because when you don't have as much energy and you can't climb, you don't want to climb with him. You want to keep as much speed up as possible. So here we are with that formation flying again. He's still energy fighting. This buffalo's doing exactly what he should do. His aim let him down. So here we go, getting some good hits. Boom, boom, boom. Fabulous. And then this plane is not nearly as maneuverable and realistic, of course, but. So here we should be getting some good hits. No, missing. Oh dear, my aim. Bam, 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 bam. Smoking. Going down, hopefully. Doesn't look like it. But still, we can take some shots. The second he started turning, it was kind of the beginning of the end. Because buffaloes, they're OP. Buffaloes are like the best plane in the game. They're faster than MiGs and everything. But we can still take them out. You see those bullets back there? That's Trilogy X. Determined to murder me. But see that pea shooter in the back? that thing can't do anything. The pea shooter at this point, like, what is he even doing? He has 0 height, he has 0 everything. So you don't want to go head on with him. You don't want to. We can just fight him. We don't need to go after him. Trilogy X put some good shots into him. Just go up. Don't want to lose the energy. Coming down on him. At this point, we just got to line him up and blow him up. Because, that Buffalo, that's not going to be important, right? Trilogy X can handle him. So, getting some good hits on him. Good hits. A lot of misses. A lot of misses. So, here we are. Left. At this point, we're bam, 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 bam. Critical hit. And he is done. He is done. Not coming out of that. Boom. What is that? The Trilogy X is still going after the Buffalo. He should be able to take him though if the Buffalo doesn't want to. There we go. Buffalo down. Pea shooter down. I would say the pea shooter was a pretty big threat, so that's what he needed to die immediately. Now here, we gotta be. He says go left. He says go left, and then he goes right, and he almost killed me again. So and that's pretty much the end of the game. There's not much else to see here. You understand? But we were going to do a simulator battle video. And when we can, we will. Unfortunately, it was, War Thunder decided to make it so you could be German, like, for about 10 minutes in the week, so it was a little difficult to do this in a simulator battle when there was about 1 people in the queue. 1 people as in me, and that's it. So, where do we finish? Where do we finish? Number 1, number 2. Oh, yeah. Because that pea shooter was definitely a threat. It had to be eliminated. So that's about it for this video, and tune in next time for the exciting adventures of Doady in Doady Gaming. See you next time, and goodbye.